Secrets in a Dark Room. It talks about my testimony and my journey with the Lord. But just to put it in a nutshell, when you think about being in a dark room, and it's a dark place. It's a representation of a dark place, and sometimes we get there because of life, because of situations and because of circumstances, and sometimes we don't know how to get out of it. But the question was, how did I get here? But then, how did I get out here? And one chapter in particular is talking about the stingers. And, I'd like to make an analogy and let the people know that when they're reading, I want to bring them in. So I kind of give an example. This little girl running, she's in the green pastures, and she picks up a bumblebee, and she never seen a bumblebee. And, a bumblebee do what a bumblebee does. It stings you. Right. And then it leaves the stinger. And I said, sometimes we might not have been stung by a bumblebee, but we might have been stung by toxic relationships.
We've been stung by toxic relationships.
Molestation. We might have been stung by rape. We might have been stung by abandonment, or might have been stung by rejection. Whatever it is, it have left stingers on us. And then, in the natural, when a bumblebee stings you, there's a rising in up under the skin, which lets you know that you have been stung, because it releases venom. And so, if you put it in the spiritual, if you would, so why do you act like this? Because I've been stung, and this is how I release my poison. It's through my behavior. You understand what I'm saying? So why you so nice, nasty? Oh, you've been stung. Why you have trust issues is because you've been stung. Why you got walls up, because you've been stung. And it's a stinger effect. It's like, you've been stung. It's like, that's why you are guarded, because you've been stung. And even the Bible say, guard your heart with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. But some of us have multiple stingers upon stingers upon stingers, and it's the reason why a lot of people act the way they act, or the way that they are. And sometimes the stingers can be it can infect you, where you become suicidal, where you become something that you wasn't. It's like the stingers is creating another you. Right. So I often ask the people, I said, have you met yourself? Right. Have you met yourself? And if you haven't met yourself and you're introducing yourself to me, then who are you introducing to me? Right. If you never met yourself, so you're introducing that happy-go-lucky person, but the superficial. But really, you're broken and you're wounded and you need healing, and not to be not. It's not a judgment. It's just, if that's what you are right now. But don't cover up anything. Whatever you cover up, it never heals. I got you. If you keep a Band-Aid on something, it got to get air. It got to get air, so it can form a scab. I got you. So that it can heal. And we cover up stuff, and we don't allow it to heal. And so when God can send people in your life who can be that balm in Gilead to be a part of your healing, if you would, where they encourage you, they uplift you, and they see the great in you. Right. But because you're so guarded, it's like you push them up, you push them away. I got you. And God is like, but I sent them. I sent them to be your midwife, to birth stuff out of you. You understand what I'm saying? And so I was dealing with that and there. And then Secrets in the Dark Room, I said, who can I tell that when I go to sleep, I go to hell, but I'm wide awoke? And sometimes we learn how to function in dysfunction, and we call it normal, and we normalize it. And so we get used to allow people to be comfortable with handling us and talking to us any kind of way that they want to. And you got to unlearn what you have learned, because you've been there too long. Even if you got to be by yourself, at least you starting over with a clear mind by yourself, knowing who you are. So then somebody asks you, have you met yourself? You can say with confidence, I have, because I had to let some people go to meet myself. I had to teach you how to treat me and how to handle me, to meet myself. I got to let you know that I now matter. When you didn't feel like that I don't matter, and you still don't have to feel like I matter, but I know I matter. You scroll, select, and delete, and that's just what it is, because sometimes we're too passive. We sipping tea with people who don't have our good interest at heart.
So,
you understand what I'm saying?
I got you. Yes.
So in this book, I found me, if that makes sense. I discovered me. I found me. I was in the search. You ever lost your keys and you had somewhere to go, and you're and you looking all around the house, and you running, throwing stuff, and and then when you finally find it, and you could be going running upstairs and downstairs. When you finally find them, it's a relief. And then you say, now I can leave.
That's right.
When you finally find you, you can leave that joker.
You better come on.
You can leave the toxic relationships. You can leave people who don't celebrate you, who don't pour into you. Who don't enhance you, who don't give to you. The love, baby, the love got to be reciprocated. I should not be the one who's loving it all the time and who's giving all the time. And it's not about money.
Come on, her.
It's about let me know that I'm on your mind. Send me a text.
I got you.
And I'm not just talking about a man. I'm talking about anybody in general.
Yeah, I got you.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not about a relationship with a man. It's about anybody in general. Why I'm always calling you? Say if I'm always calling you, came in, it's been a whole month. You ain't replied back. I'm like, okay, duly noted. You might not want to be bothered, right? I mean, just call this session, keep it real. Sometimes we know stuff we don't want to know, and what we know, we suppress it.
You better come on here.
I'm not going to beg nobody to love me.
Me either. You better come on. Me either. I ain't finna beg either. You better come
you
on.
Understand? But if I gotta teach you how to treat me, and you need a manual, that is too much work.
That's too much. That is too much work. That's right.
I'm not interested in the struggle.
Yes.
You understand? Respect is required.
That's right, woman.
It's not requested, and so I give what I'm looking for.
Right.
If I was do a sum total of me, I would say I'm loyal.
That's good.
I'm loyal.
That's good. That's good.
And I want the same thing.
That's good.
And you can be in a relationship with the opposite sex, and it can be platonic, and you can be loyal. Like y'all loyal to each other. And no intimacy, none of that.
None of that.
You understand?
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
I got you.
So you got to learn how to have healthy relationships.
Healthy, I got you.
And sometimes you don't jump into something. You get to know each other.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
Even I'm not talking about a boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm just talking about people in general.
I see what
because
you're saying.
Trust is earned.
It is. Trust is earned.
Not given. I give you $1. I give you $5. You give that.
You better come on here.
Right? But trust you build on it.
Build on it.
And then God will let you know within your heart. If you start sharing stuff and it's in your heart, you know that person. If you know that you connected, you know that that's God.
Yes,
I can share this with you. And it's between me, you, and God. It ain't going nowhere with no judgment. And a lot of people come to me like that. Right. And it's a blessing.
Yes.
It is between me, them, and God. Because the Bible said, for all have sinned, they come short of the glory of God. Nobody arrived nowhere. No, the Bible declares in Romans 8:34.
You better come out here.
He asked the question, he said, who is he that condemneth?
Right.
Judging and pointing the finger.
Come on.
Baby, it's Christ that died. Yea, rather that is risen again, who is sitting on the right hand of the Father, making intercession for us. For us.
Right.
Not just for you, but for us.
Right.
Meaning we both need him. We both need his help.
Right.
We both need him to strengthen us and to be the wind in our back and to check us.
You better come on here.
We both. Sometimes because people, they have the proclivity and the presences of their flesh, and they have a habit of doing what they have done.
Okay, go ahead.
You got to check it and say, that's not what we're doing, baby.
You got to check it.
And then you say, am I clear? Because I heard what I said when I said what I said. Because I was there when I said what I said, when I heard it. Just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that. And sometimes we just got to be clear.
Right. Ooh.
And if you care for a person,
go ahead.
You'll walk the journey with them. and loving on them. Sometimes you got to love the hell out of people. And sometimes you got to love the hurt out of people. Well, for me, no soldiers left behind. No soldiers left behind.
Oh.
That's if it's God's will. For
you better come on, Prophetess
the assignment.
Baker.
Everybody ain't your assignment.
Everybody not your assignment.
That's
right.
But
Right.
if that be the case, then. So to my point is the secret's in the dark room. I got out of the dark room and I realized that my life has eternal significance.
Okay.
That's what I learned. Sometimes you gotta isolate.
Right.
And it's not just isolate to elevate, but sometimes you gotta isolate to have a by yourself meeting.
To how
with yourself. You know?
That's right.
You need a by yourself meeting.
Ooh, a by you. I ain't never heard that. That's a good one right there.
He said, who you in the meeting with? Me? I'm in a meeting with me, babe. Okay, why? Because I need to check. I need to check her. So
that's right.
You know what I mean? You be like, what you doing?
That sounds so good.
Why are you allowing this to happen?
Go ahead.
You know, why are you thinking like that?
Right, exactly.
Don't you know you are amazing? Don't you know what you did is not who you are?
Right.
It's like you see a woman that's a prostitute. They say, "What you see a prostitute?" I said, "That's what she became. That's not who she is."
Right.
And if you got wisdom, you'll get the onion, and you begin to peel her.
I got you.
And in the core, there's a great woman of God. At the core, there's a great man of God. There's a man of valor. That if you can just get the wisdom to peel.
I got you, woman of God. Go ahead.
You need wisdom.
Wisdom
to deal with these type of people.
Yeah, I got you.
To my point, because I like to give references.
Yes,
like,
I love this.
It's biblical sound. Jesus said, and he needs to go to Samaria.
I got you.
In the book of John, chapter 4, and he went to the woman at the well. She was like that onion, and she needed to know that she mattered.
You know what, Prophetess Baker, I'm looking at that book right there. Can you grab that book? No, that one right? No, that one. This one.
All right, the other one.
Yes, that's this right here.
The agenda of the kingdom.
I'm paying attention to the six, but that is something about
You know what the agenda means?
Come on here.
And the word agenda means a plan, something that's been planned out, something that has been prepared. And when you think about the agenda of the kingdom, God didn't just come on the scene and say, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what I'm going to do. Like he didn't have a plan, like he was oblivious. We don't serve a stupid God.
Right, we
not by the stretch of the imagination. He said, let there be light. That was on the first agenda. He said, and there was light. And then the light shined in darkness. And then he said, he separated the firmament and he began to speak.
Right.
But then he had a plan.
Right.
And in his plan, he said, I'm going to make man in my image after my likeness.
Go ahead.
Right. They're going to subdue the land. He said, but then after that, he said, when the fall came, man didn't fall from heaven. They fell from dominion.
You better come on here.
And so the agenda of the kingdom, that's not the agenda of the kingdom.
Right.
Because the agenda of the kingdom is for us to dominate. Right. And create a culture of the kingdom. See, listen, English is my second language.
I got you. I get what you're saying.
And tongues is my first language.
Go ahead,
because I'm a kingdom citizen. I can't hear nobody talking to me. English is my second language.
Yes.
Right. If we are in the kingdom and I'm a kingdom citizen, then tongues is my first language from the citizen or the kingdom that I'm in. And in the kingdom there's a king.
Right.
And in the kingdom there's a culture. Right. You understand? And because we don't understand the culture or the principles, because we've been churching it.
Ooh, man, I tell you all, the woman of God has said something good. Them are two powerful books. How can they get your books? Let them know how they can get in touch with you about your books, about your ministry. Let people know who a Prophetess Baker is. How can they get in touch? Really, I want them to know how to get those books right there, because there's some powerful books.
They can go on my Facebook page and they can get my books, or they can go on Amazon and get my books. But the agenda of the kingdom is one of my new releases.
Okay.
Right off the press. I'm working on a single wife.
Okay. The Single Wife. So y'all get ready to be looking out for the Single Wife book that's coming out pretty soon. Before I end the broadcast, you have anything you want to let the people know, anything to encourage them, or just to to keep them going, what they have to do in life, just a little snippet, at least about a minute or something, to let them know, because I know somebody are watching, they feeling down in their spirit, and they just need to uplift them.
Don't allow people to conclude you. Don't allow people to appraise you. It's like when you go to a house and they say, well, how much is this house? And they say, oh, it's only worth $5,000, and people will appraise you like that. People don't qualify to appraise you. Don't allow people to conclude you, because what they're looking at now is what God, it's not what God's seen in the end. So don't allow people to put a stamp on you or write you off and say you ain't gonna never be nothing. It's God who validates you.
You know what? She said something good too as well. I pray that y'all take that uplifting and that encouragement to keep y'all going, because one thing she had said, you can't allow people. Really, she's saying you can't allow people to terminate your spirit or terminate who they think you should be, when God know who you are. I just thank God for you, Prophetess Baker. I'm looking at the phone, looking at y'all as well, so I'm trying to work both. Y'all pray for me. But the listeners also, before I end the broadcast, they want one more thing, then we gone. What is the next step, for them to get started with you? I mean, it might be people want to connect with you.
How can they reach? A mentorship class.
There you go.
They can DM me on Wanleatha Baker, Facebook, or wanleathabaker@gmail.com, and then I can chat with them, and then we can go from there.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's how, if they want to be a part of my mentorship class, or just want to chat with me about something, or just need prayer about something, and we go in prayer, that's fine. I'm very confidential type of individual, so it would be between me, them, and God, because we are our brother's keeper, and we're supposed to pray for one another. Amen.
All right, thank you all for tuning in on the Women Recovery Radio Show. Your host is Lady Kima. We'll see you back every Saturday, all the time, at 3 p.m. See you soon. I remember, Jesus love you, I love you, and so do Prophetess Baker do too. Y'all stay encouraged and keep God first. Love you. Bye-bye.
I've been messed up, stressed out with no luck, but every time I wake up, I get a chance to wake up. Thank God I got a chance to wake up. Another day that get my cake up, 'cause every time I wake up, I get a chance to wake up. Wake up, wake up.
Wake up, little slick, get up out of bed. You was like a couple steps away from being out of here. Thank you for my granny prayers. Thank you for my